Hey guys, it's Josh from J&P Cycle, and this week's video we're going to be talking about the Xr400. So we're going to just kind of get right into it. To start the video, I did want to mention that I posted it on a few forums, in case you guys might have seen it. We are doing a bike giveaway. So we just started the channel, and I'm hoping to get some more subscribers, get some more great content out for you guys. So, and in order to make that appealing, we're going to be giving away the custom-built Xr400 that we're working on right now. We need to get up to 45,000 subscribers in order to hit that mark, and at that point, I will do a drawing for the custom Xr400, and whoever wins that bike is responsible for picking it up, but the bike is absolutely free to the person who wins it. And then, as I also mentioned, we'll be giving out a set of 10 custom-made t-shirts from the channel. So for everyone else who isn't selected, I will be drawing names for the 10 free t-shirts in addition to the custom XR we're giving away. So stay tuned for that. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel to be entered into the drawing. Like I said, it's got to be 45,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, and then the bike is up for the drawing. So it's a lofty goal, but there's a lot of people out there who watch dirt bike stuff, and they love Hondas. So if you know somebody who enjoys that, have them subscribe to the channel, share the channel with your friends and family, and that will really help us get to that goal. I would love nothing more than to be able to give that bike away to you guys, and to have somebody enjoy something truly special. So with that said, here is the Xr400. This bike is a 1996. There's been a little bit of wiring work done to it. It's got LED blinkers, has a battery underneath of the seat that gets charged as a trail tech. It's got a headlight on it, a bit of a DC conversion for the one beam that's up front. So this bike is the original year of production, 1996. The rear shock has been rebuilt. The forks, I believe, are still stock. I haven't rebuilt them, so not sure if someone else has in the past. Pretty much a stock bike, stock muffler, pipe. The rims are stock. It looks like somebody painted them at one point. I've only had this bike for a few months, so what I can tell you is this is an ultimate wheelie machine. If you're familiar with the Xr250, it's the big brother to that bike. It is it's a 4-stroke motor, air cooled, runs great. The oil actually runs through the frame on this one. This is a wet sump system. It's got an oil cooler on the front of it as well. O-ring chain, 520 pitch. You have 18-inch rear rim, a 21-inch front rim, disc brakes on front and back. Just kind of getting into it, as far as the bike being pretty comfortable, for a guy who I'm 6 foot, so for me, I'm able to touch pretty good on it. It's not super tall. I do believe when I purchased this bike, the gentleman said that there was a lowering link installed. I believe it's a DeVaul lowering link. So it does sit about an inch lower than a typical 400, even with the inch taken out of it. If it was added back, I can still touch just fine at 6 foot. Might be a little bit of a stretch for a guy who's a little shorter, but it's got good balance, so I don't see how that would be an issue if you were accustomed to riding a bigger bike. As far as the power goes, this is a lot of fun to ride. You will never feel like you're missing any power on these bikes. I think it's a shame that Honda never made a street legal version of these stock, because this would be such a nice bike on the road, and that's why I've done some work to try and get it onto the street, because I think it'd be an excellent dual sport bike. I probably would ride this more on the road than I would off-road. For me personally, I don't like pulling super heavy bikes out of mud bogs and doing technical trail riding with such a big bore 4-stroke. So, for that kind of riding, I would prefer my custom Xr200. For something like this, if you're going to do some light trail riding, something where you're in a nice open space, I think this bike is great for that. You can do a little bit of both. I'm going to take it down to Wellsville this summer with my grandpa, and I'll probably ride it down there on some of the old back roads. And there is some kind of motocross, dirt bike trail thing that they have. I forget the name of it, but it's a very long trail. It's so many miles of these old mining roads. So we're gonna be riding on some of those old mining roads. So I'll get to kind of test this thing out a little bit. The guy I bought it off of, he rode it for a couple summers. He had an injury, so he was selling it. And the motor's actually been rebuilt. It's a Wiseco piston, high compression, stock cylinder head, cam, all those things. So you know, it has been rebuilt, and it runs really nice. I mean, I've ridden the 250s, and to me the 250 XR, it seems a little underpowered for the extra weight you're getting. But with this 400, it certainly holds the weight in check with just how much power you have from this motor. So if I had the choice between a 250R and the 400, I personally would choose the 400. I think it's just more fun to ride. It's got more power. For the weight level that you're working with, I don't see why you wouldn't just go to the 400. A little extra power never hurt anybody, right? So yeah, this bike here is a lot of fun to ride. Like I said, it's great for wide open spaces, or if you got nice long trails. Nothing too technical on it that I've done. I don't think I would be the first person to ride it through a creek bed for a long way, or ride it through a bunch of thick mud or something. I would prefer to keep this, you know, off of those areas in the woods, but I'm sure it's capable anywhere you take it. It's just how much it's going to wear you out riding it in certain areas. So, you know, that's my take on the 400. I think once I get this thing somewhat street prepped, I'll probably do another video kind of going over some of the wiring, the title process in Ohio. 1999 and down, dirt bike or off-road vehicles did not come with a title. So the Ohio Department of Motor Vehicles allows you to get a title for a bike pre-1999 from the BMV. So really all you need is a notarized bill of sale, and they'll do a check to make sure it's not stolen. You get an inspection done at a dealership, and from there you're able to get this bike titled for the street. The only other thing I need to add to it is a speedometer. I have one, it's downstairs, and I'll be getting that installed here probably sometime in the near future. So maybe I'll do a little short on that on YouTube to show you guys just the wiring for the 400 speedometer, which on this bike there's actually a spot here for an older style speedometer. I'll actually show you. It's the this thing here. You just pop your cable in there, it'll run up here, and then I'll be putting that in there. So this is just kind of the quick overview of the 400. It's you know, it's a really great bike to have. I mean, if you're, like I said, if you're gonna pick between a 250 and a 400, I would tell you to go for the 400 all the way, because as far as riding goes, I think the weight levels are pretty similar. And I think that the extra power just adds a lot more to this bike. So if you guys are in the market for a 400, they are typically hard to find. I mean, where I live, I've seen a 400 go for $5,500 that was in really good shape. So you don't see a lot of people selling these bikes, at least where I live. I'm not sure where you guys are, how the prices go, but these are a little bit more expensive around where I live. So if you can pick one up for a good price where you're living, I would tell you to go for it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Really appreciate your guys' time. And if you need anything or you have questions, comments, please put them in the comment section below in YouTube. I'd love to answer your questions, or if you have a comment about something in the video, please throw it in there. I'm always happy to converse with you guys, and you know, it's just really been fun for my grandpa and I to kind of work on these bikes, and we will start doing more in-depth work videos here coming up. We've actually been filming all this stuff. I just have to get it edited, so just trying to keep up with everything. And yeah, appreciate your time. You guys have a great one. All right.